I had AI give me my perfect settings for CS2. Now everyone here probably knows that I'm an ex-pro known for my reaction time. But ever since CSGO was released, I just haven't been as good and I haven't felt as comfortable aiming. Now I used to just say that it was probably because CSGO was a buggy, messed up game that somehow screwed up the mouse input. But then Quake Champions was released and I had the same issue. So I decided to do an experiment and try playing Quake Live and Counter-Strike Source, but I still felt like I was able to aim much better in those games. So what was up? At the time there was nothing I could do about it, and I figured that whatever it was would probably go away when CS2 came out, but the aiming mechanics still felt weird when CS2 was eventually released. Why did I still feel I was lacking the precision that I had in Counter-Strike Source? After all, in Counter-Strike Source, I was not only winning online leagues and LANs, but I was also winning aim map tournaments. So what had changed? Well, one of the things I changed was my resolution, because 800 by 600 looked like crap in CSGO and still does in CS2. Somehow, in Counter-Strike Source, it managed to look a whole lot better. But why? I had so many questions, and because of that, I had searched Google for the last several years trying to figure it out. I found ways to optimize the game better, lower my input latency and all that, but it still didn't really help. But this is all before we had AI. So recently I decided, hey, you know what? What happens if I ask AI these questions and see what it says? And trust me, you're going to be blown away when you see what I found out from it. But first, a quick word from this video's sponsor. Would you like to sell your skins fast and for real money? I have the perfect solution for you with the sponsor of this video. With sellyourskins.com, you can sell your skins for real money safely and easily. They offer many popular payment methods like PayPal, bank transfer, and even crypto. Simply sign up with Steam, select the skins you want to sell from your inventory, and get paid instantly. If you sign up right now with my referral code TIMES, you get an extra 5% on all skin sales. For more information, check out the description. That's sellyourskins.com. So my first question was, why did 800 by 600 look so much better in Counter-Strike Source than CSGO and CS2? The simple answer was textures and models were designed with lower resolutions in mind. Meanwhile, CS2 was created with higher resolutions in mind and then crushed down with dynamic scaling. This is what gives it that signature blurry look. On top of that, back in those days, we used CRT monitors and 4x3 was considered native. In Counter-Strike 1.6 and Counter-Strike Source, the aiming system was tied to raw pixels. So basically, if you lowered your resolution to 800 by 600, the game would compress it into fewer pixels. And if there's less pixels to aim on, technically it's easier to aim. But in Counter-Strike 2, aiming is no longer tied to rendered pixel count. Instead, it uses normalized screen space. Basically, sensitivity is based on angular rotation in degrees per mouse input. In layman's terms, your sensitivity is always going to feel exactly the same no matter what resolution you're using, but it always feels like the native resolution that it was built at, which is 1920 by 1080. This is one of the reasons no modern FPS game will ever feel as good as Counter-Strike 1.6 or Source for legacy players. They had their muscle memory trained on a completely different system. But there's more bad news for legacy players. If you loved how precise 1.6 or Source felt at 800 by 600, you can't replicate it exactly in CS2. So I asked ChatGPT what I should do to try to make it feel as close to Counter-Strike Source at 800 by 600 as I could. Now, because Counter-Strike Source is based on 4:3 aspect ratio and CS2 is 16:9, it told me to drop my sensitivity by 0.81. Technically, it said to multiply by 0.81. Oh, and because the native FOV of Counter-Strike Source is 90 degrees, whereas in CS2 it's 106. Then it told me to use a stretch resolution to have less pixels to aim on. Then it told me to take off all anti-aliasing and all effects like that. And then finally to just change my view model to match what it is in CSS, which I didn't really care about doing. So I took in everything it said and set up my Counter-Strike. Then I switched accounts and went to go edit a video because my video editing software is on a different Steam account. Why is this relevant? Well, when I decided to start playing, I forgot to switch back to the other account, and this account was not set up for it. So as you can see at the beginning of this game, I am just trying to fix all of my graphic settings. Meanwhile, the pistol round starts and the other team decides to hit the B site. I still have not fixed my sensitivity, but I tried to go for the retake.
Both on site. One's in car area.
Yeah, not looking so good so far. I quickly pull out my calculator on my phone and times my sensitivity by 0.81. Now, because it is a stretched resolution, I did ask ChatGPT if I should change my MYAL to 0.0165. Because it is a stretched resolution, it should make it so that going vertical and horizontal would end up going the same distance, but it said not to do this, that it already compensates in CS2. It also told me to change my resolution to 1024 by 768. I don't really know why. It's not supposed to help in any way. I guess it's just so that it looks more like 800 by 600. But if that's the case, why didn't it just tell me to use the resolution 800 by 600? It's available. With the first 2 rounds out of the way, it was time to actually see if this helped at all. I was optimistic and a little bit too eager, and because of that, I played a lot more aggressive than I probably should have.
Bombs down. They're gonna try to push that.
But I have to admit, my early impressions were good. It actually seemed to be working. It seemed like aiming was actually easier. I was feeling so confident at this point, I was just going for ridiculously stupid plays. And because of that and my lack of comms, I was probably costing my teammates rounds. But I didn't care. I felt like I could hit stuff, and I don't know if this was placebo, but it seemed to be working.
CT.
Pushed out.
One in pit.
Sadly, I cannot say the same about my ears because that guy literally called CT 3 times and I didn't even check it.
Car dead. If they found.
I dinked the guy long, but I think
It was no exaggeration to say that this was the best I have felt in Counter-Strike 2 so far.
Just have your gun.
One down. Spawn. One cat.
2 things kept going through my mind. Was it actually the settings that were causing me to play like this, or was I just in the zone?
All dead.
The next half started and I decided to play the pistol a little riskier than I usually would and just ran straight out long doors.
Weak side. 2 CT. Last 2 CT.
Even my pistols seem to be feeling really good. And usually I don't play stretched and I can pick middle no problem, but even using a stretched res just made it easier to pick middle.
Be careful of the lower brush.
What the heck is going on here? And I know that this account is at least DMG and Dust 2, so these guys can't be that bad. See? I told you. But even though I didn't get the kill, I still reacted and shot him in the foot. At this point, I really thought I was playing Counter-Strike Source, so I tried to triple burst him with the Glock, and, well, that did not work out. Overall, I have to admit the game went great. I felt like I was hitting damn near everything. Now, this was the only game I was able to play, and sadly, I won't be able to play for a little while. So because of that, I won't know until I come back if it's the settings that are making me play so well, or if I was just having a really good day. Overall, I have to say I learned a lot from this experiment, and I think Valve should look into implementing a legacy mouse input system. Who knows, it might even bring back those old school players that are just waiting for some kind of Counter-Strike 1.6 remaster. But regardless of that, I think you guys should all check out what settings AI gives you and see what your performance is like with those settings and let me know in the comments below.